But first, to breaking news in Northeast Portland, where a 12-hour standoff with an armed suspect in an apartment has just ended. Police got him into custody after he climbed onto the roof and jumped onto a tree near Northeast 122nd Avenue.
Let's get straight to Jake Coulter live near that scene with an update from police. Jake.
Yeah, David and Christine, this was really quite the ordeal here today. Yeah, we just spoke to police about 10 minutes ago, and they tell us that part of this issue was after multiple rounds of tear gas being deployed into the apartment. They said he withstood that for longer than they'd anticipated, but eventually it just became too much, so he ended up climbing out the balcony up onto the roof. And they say he was on the roof for quite some time. They were using drones to monitor him because they had to kind of do risk versus reward in this situation. They knew that him being on the roof was dangerous, and they knew that it would be dangerous to put officers on the roof as well. But eventually it reached a point where they had to go ahead and do that. They brought a ladder truck in to get some of those officers onto the roof. Once on there, he decides to make a run for it, jumps over to a tree, lands on a branch, and then is able to make it down to the ground. But once he got down on the ground, that is when officers were able to take him into custody. They used multiple things here. They said they employed dogs and robots. It was a very, very long ordeal. The hostage she made it out earlier. That was this morning, and it has just been for hours and hours now trying to get him out. I'll have you take a listen to Sergeant Kevin Allen as he recounts a little bit of the scene today.
He was running around on the roof to try to get away from us, but eventually jumped onto the tree and kind of swung down. He's lucky. I mean, if he had fallen straight down from there, he really could have been seriously injured.
They also say that he was armed with a handgun, and they will be pursuing domestic violence charges in this case. Sergeant Allen also wanted to acknowledge the burden that this placed on the community because Southeast 122nd is so heavily traveled. They hope to have it open as soon as they can, but they said just with all that equipment, it will still take a while. David and Christine.
Appreciate your continued reporting throughout the evening. Jake Coulter in Northeast Portland.